どうも皆さんおはこんばんにちは、黒猫です。ブロークンソード続きをやっていきたいと思います。何の音だ？工事中っぽいけど工事中だね。話せないのか？話せるな。
Hi, how you doing?
Ça va? As long as we don't have another earthquake.
Well, you should be safe here, by the old church.
You're joking. Look at it.
But it's medieval.
Medieval? Shoddy, you mean? Should be torn down and replaced with something modern.
Really?
Something nice in concrete and steel. Built to be earthquake-proof.
You think there's gonna be more quakes?
Of course. And look at all that rubble. The thing's a death trap. Wait a minute. You seem very familiar to me, monsieur.
Me? Oh, I doubt it.
But of course. You're the guy who gave me that racing tip.
Oh, right, so I am.
That horse made a fortune for me. Turned my whole life around.
Guess I'm just a natural.
It's a gift, monsieur. A gift.
But how come you're still digging up roads?
I've got my own company now, monsieur. And a drill. See? Not a pick. If you have any more tips like that one...
You'll be the first to know. What exactly are you doing here?
These damned earthquakes are screwing everything up. There's plenty of stuff underground that needs fixing after that last shock.
So you're digging a hole for the utilities guys to get to the damage?
That's it. And the sooner we're out of here, the happier I'll be.
You said we. I don't see anybody else working.
My workmate, Alphonse, is snoring up a storm in the cab of my truck.
Why isn't he helping you?
Medical exemption. He's got a piece of paper from his doctor saying he is clinically seismophobic.
He's afraid of earthquakes?
Just so, monsieur.
And you believe it?
You can't argue with a piece of paper, can you?
アルフォンス。
So,
アルバ
how
イ
did
ト
you end up with this Alphonse guy?
Positive discrimination. We have to take on a set number of cowardly idiots every year.
間抜けも雇わんとダメってことか。
The mustache? The attitude? The ass hanging
な
out
ん
of
だ
the
そんな
pants.
予想した
It
覚
was
え
the
がない
same guy I'd met years
過去
ago
の
at the
動画見て
bombed
みる
out
か。
cafe. Of course, back then I was still in Fighting Evil Conspiracy's Junior League.
マホール。
Ah, the Montfaucon manhole. Happy memories. I couldn't lift a big iron cover like that with my bare hands.
多分ここに入るんだろうな。蓋を開ける方法を考えなきゃダメか。
Hey, you! I'd seen dead people with more life than this guy. The guy was sleeping like a baby.
いいな、仕事中寝てられんのか。他には足場があるね。おばはん。なんだこれ。
Hi, how are you?
Alive, thank God.
I know the feeling. Nice view of Montfaucon Square you got here.
What's the point of a view when life's not worth a sou?
Hey, you're not one of those crazy hip-happening street poets, are you?
Don't be ridiculous, monsieur. I look after a pissoir.
管理人なんの？
Have you met that road worker over there?
Bah! That dog comes over here willy-nilly taking advantage of my facilities.
Isn't that what your facilities are for?
Yes, sir. But not with such enjoyment.
え、何？
What do
ト
you
イレ
mean
か。
enjoyment?
He whistles, he sighs, he spits, and he jiggles.
Jiggles, huh?
Jiggles. He has no shame.
That's a problem.
It's a national disgrace.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, it's a urinal, not a cathedral.
Ah, men, you are all the same. And when you are not jiggling, you are watching football. Go!
This wasn't going to be easy. The lady clearly needed years of Jungian analysis, and I didn't have time to wait.
トイレ。
So what do you do?
I'm a brain surgeon. What do you think?
I think you look after this pissoir.
Zut alors! No flies on you, monsieur.
As long as I don't go in there.
And just what is that supposed to mean? Huh?
Whoa, my mistake. I backed off. It's a well-known fact that toilet attendants account for the majority of homicides in France. Must be the bleach blocks. You take pride in your work?
This pissoir is the cleanest and most hygienic in all France.
That must take a lot of dedication.
Yes, sir. In this job, the harder you work, the more other people just pass water upon your efforts.
I know the feeling. It's all very well having urinals here if I want to... But if a guy wants to, you know...
You shall have to use facilities elsewhere, monsieur. As you can see, the toilets were damaged in the earth tremor.
トイレか。ショー専用のトイレか。ああ、なるほどね。へえ、こんなのあるんだ。日本だと屋根ついてるよね。これ登れるのかな。お、登れるっぽい。てい。登った先にアイテムとかありそうだよね。
Hey!
What? Who, me?
What do you think you're doing up there?
Admiring the view. I can see right into your pissoir from here.
Pervert! Get down from there before I call the police.
Okay, I'm coming.
怒られるんだ。ああ、簡易トイレなのか。登ったところはあれだ、修理中っていうか封鎖されたトイレなんだ。そういうことか。
On the boarded up door was a notice. Due to local seismic events and out of concern for the safety of our patrons, we will be closed for the foreseeable future.
やってない。
I didn't want the notice and I didn't want to break into the cafe.
この状況で何かしなくちゃいけないのか。マンホールを開ける方法を考えなきゃダメか。
In the open tool bag, I can see a sewer key.
これをくれ。
Hey, monsieur! Leave those tools alone.
Me? Oh, I was just admiring them.
Well, do it from further away.
そうか、触らせてくれないのか。なんとかして欲しいな、これ。拾えないものだろうか。どうせ開けられないから。何ができるこの状況で。他にないもな。このおばはんをなんとかしたいな。なんとかしたらなんとかなるのか。いや、よくわかんねえな。
Hi again. Any good gutters around here?
Quoi? A gutter?
Yeah, a common roadside gutter. I need to whiz, lady.
A whiz? What is this whiz, monsieur? Mon Dieu! You mean you wish to... in a gutter? Why, in the name of all that is hygienic, do you want to use a gutter when there is a perfectly clean pissoir here?
That might pass for clean in the old world, lady. But I'd rather whiz in a gutter any day.
This is an outrage. I shall investigate.
You do that.
お、この隙に登れるんじゃない？まずは。見つかるかな。きっと何かあるだろう。マンホールを開ける手がかりになるんだろうか。 お、なんかぶら下がってる。あ、おばちゃん帰ってきた。
You never know when you might need to let
よ
the
し、
rope.
ロープゲット。でも前に紐かなんか見つけたよね。あれって使ったんだっけ？降りられない。ここから降りたいな。できることなの？一旦上がるしかないのか。仕方ない。もうおばはんに見つかってると思うんだけどさ。
Hey, you up there!
Oh, hi there.
I will not have some peeping toms spying on my customers while they do their business.
Hey, I'm not spying on anybody.
Want to explain that to the police?
No, not really. Coming down.
え、客ってことはね、金取るのかこれ。トイレ。そうなのか。一応ロープゲット。さてどうする？
Hey, you.
寝てやがるのか。お、これなんかできる。
It was the compressor that powered the pneumatic drill.
いじれんのか。T。
Mon Dieu, so help me!
え、止めたぞ。
Hey, Alphonse, what do you think you're doing, idiot?
What do you mean?
You cut off the compressor.
No, what do you mean calling me an idiot?
今のう
This
ちだ
is。no way to treat family.
What are you talking about? We are not family.
But if I were, you would be ashamed.
While the workman was looking the other
よ
way,
し、鍵ゲッ
I
ト。
borrowed his sewer key. Funny, every time I get involved in saving the world, I turn into a kleptomaniac.
で
Look, Alphonse, I am tired of arguing with you. Just be sure it doesn't happen again.
かわいそう
huh?
に。濡れ衣だけどな。仕方ないな。あるには申し訳ないな。さて、マンホールの鍵もゲットしたし、開くだろ、これで。
I couldn't lift a big iron cover like that with my bare hands.
こうか？
With only the faintest shudder of deja vu, I prepared once again to get intimate with the
さあ、行きます
Parisian
よ。
sewers.
お、小さいじっと見てるけど。え、やばそう？うわー、嘘。
Come on, you piece of... I couldn't understand it. I'd once lived with
上
this
がんないっ
very
て
man
そんな
all
に？
easily. Perhaps I'd let myself go.
Hey, monsieur,
何？
that's not my sewer key by any chance.
No! What do you take me for?
You just happen to carry one around with you.
Of course. Doesn't everybody?
Sure. Anyway,
まあいいって。
you're wasting your time. That cover was welded down years ago during the Sieur Jacques panic.
Great. If I
マ
wanted to
ジ
shift that
か
cover, it'd take something a whole bunch stronger than me.
手っ取り早いのはトラックだけどね、こんな近くにあるけど、引かんねえんだよな、なんもな。こいつから手借りるのか。
The guy was sleeping
寝
like
てやがるし。マンホール、ロープ
There was no anchor point to tie the rope to.
ダメか。鍵にロープつけるか。で、トラックに結びたいな。
I couldn't lift a big iron cover like that
え
with
トラ
my
ック
bare
引かんないけ
hands,
ど。
especially not if it was welded shut.
とりあえずこれ使って
I didn't have the horsepower to lift that cover, but I knew something that did.
お、勝手にやるか。また見てるね。
Hey! What are you doing?
Just setting something up. You'll love this.
You've anchored the van.
Let me ask you a hypothetical question. Your driver
Alphonse? Damn his cowardly liver.
is scared of earthquakes, right? What would he do if there was an earthquake right now?
He'd slam the truck into gear and get out of here like... Oh,
That's right. With a manhole following him home.
he would never live it down.
Is that a bad thing?
No. That's what sells your crazy scheme
お
to
お
me.
正式に許可が下りたぞ。やってみろってか。面白がってんのか、じじい。
Earthquake! Earthquake!
めっちゃ楽しんでるけど。
Magnifique! I don't know what I'll tell the insurance people, monsieur, but it was worth it.
Sprinkling sunshine into people's lives. I guess that was what I lived for. But right now, the sewer beckons.
さあ、地下道が読んでいる。さて行くか。なかなかだったね。一本道か。ここ扉？
This archway had been bricked up and not that long ago either.
まだ
No
新し
mystery
い。
there. I was the one who wrecked the original in the first place.
壊したっけ？
The wall was well built and very, very solid.
何せずいぶん前の話だからな。
There was a faint inscription, but the decaying plaster made it almost impossible to read. I could make out some medieval French and some Latin, but not enough to squeeze out any meaning. I left the ancient archway alone.
や
The
ばい。
inscriptions in
覚え
the
てない
arches
ね。
probably once told the truth about
っ
the
てことは
extermination of the Templars.
やっぱり
Like a lot of truths,
そ
time
のう
had blurred
ち
it.
時間見てもう一回見てみるかな。覚えてないってさ、あと致命的だな。まあ進んでるからいいけど。ここしか
A
ないぞ。
big spooky skull stared out at me. The mouth looked out of proportion. I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in the skull's mouth.
指紋認証とかなの
I
か。
was only risking mutilation. No blade took my hand off at the wrist, and no spider bit me, for which I was very grateful. But there was nothing in there to help me either.
何かあるかな。鍵的なものか。他に行けないしな。うわ、行けるとこがねえ。このドクロをなんとかしなきゃな。
There was nothing I could do with the ancient archway that wouldn't have upset archaeologists. The inscriptions in the arches probably once told the truth about the extermination of the Templars. Like a lot of truths, time had blurred it.
ヒント。何もないぜ。手持ちの道具でなんかできんのかな。
I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in the skull's mouth. But hey, what the heck? I was only risking mutilation. No blade took my hand off at the
違う
wrist,
か。
and
や
no
っぱ無
spider
理か。
bit me, for which I was very grateful. But there was nothing in there to help me either. A big spooky skull stared out at me. The mouth looked out of proportion.
使えそうなやつ。使えそうなやつ。使えそうなやつ。オメガストーン、クランベリー。これか。紐は無理だな。これぐらいしかないぞ。
The strange stone object had been dropped by the guy who mugged me. The skull's mouth had the same shape as the stone cylinder.
よし
Aha!
あ
I
は
could write a book on secret doors. I really could.
地下道へようこそか。途中にアイテムとか落ちてないのかな。なさそうだね。まずはこっちから行くか。近い方から来てな。回んないと。
Oh my god!
お
Something
お
truly nasty had happened here. A trail of
続い
blood
て
led
る
round the
ね。
corner.
とりあえず後回しにして奥の方行ってみるか。やべえことが起きてるぞ。何もないな。なんだここ。なんだろう。
The door was ajar. I could hear voices.
わあ、見張りいる。
There were a couple of Cesaro's men,
しかも
and
犬
they
も
had
いる。
brought a dog.
You hear something?
Nah,
How much longer we gotta be here?
like the boss says, till it's all over.
Or till that yank turns up and we kill him?
Yeah. And no guesses which one I prefer.
Me too. I hate that guy.
Well, now let's be accurate, eh? You hate everyone.
True. True.
I couldn't
Whistle.
risk attracting their attention.
ここは無理だな。血のある方に行くしかないか。開けたいけどね。100% 無理でしょう。戻ろう。仕方ないか。血のある方行くか。そっちも物騒だけどな。しゃあないのかな。
There was a large pool of blood on the floor. We weren't talking chickens here. A trail of blood led away. Either someone had crawled away or been dragged. I wasn't gonna dip my fingers in this stuff.
ですよね。
It was still fresh.
まだ新しい。やばそうなんだけど。一気に物騒になってきたな。左に行ってるのか。右は何かないのか。うわ、行けないのか。一本道ですか。
Cesaro and his men must have come through that way. They must have blocked it off behind them so no one else could get out that way.
やっ
I
ぱり
wasn't gonna get through there in a hurry. The bars were several inches thick.
開かないっすよね。しょうがない。血の跡も追っていくか。右に血の跡か。じゃあ左はなんだ。何下駄箱物置。とりあえず何もねえな。仕方ない。うわ、
I'd arrived too late. Cesaro and his men had shown no mercy for these poor souls. How could anyone do this?
ああ、閉めれるんだ。へえ。閉めれることに何か意味があるのか。
I didn't want to, but I had to search the body. The only thing on him was an old rusty key.
古びた鍵か。古い鉄
I
の
thought
鍵。
about it, but decided not to do it.
この鍵はどこの鍵だ？
It was one of the Templars. He'd been badly beaten.
他にないかね。
A fire had been burning.
なさそ
It
う
was
だ
still
な。
smoldering. The attack must have happened within the last few hours. I just wanted to leave him in peace. An unfinished chess game. There were only two pieces left, a bishop and a king. It was a no-win situation.
パズルってわけじゃな
Cesaro's
さ
men
そう
had
だ
shown
な。
no mercy.
何ができるんだ？鍵でどっか開けんのか？違うのかな？何もないぞ。ドア閉めれる。
This was one serious door. It looked strong enough to hold a wild bull.
丈夫なドアか。ああ、外に出て閉めるのか。で、こっちは何かあるのか。広いところに出そうだね。うげ。
One of Cesaro's men was guarding the kitchen. I couldn't get through while he was there. I was gonna have to find a way
気
to
をそらす
distract him.
方法を考えよう。気をそらすか。この状況下で何かあるんだろうね。そらす方法が。でも何もねえんだけど。ないよね。ないな。あと残ってんのここだけなんだけど、ここに何かあるか？あったっけ？死体しかなかったんだけど。オイルランプの例もあるからな。調べ尽くさないとダメか。
The sink was full of dirty, used mugs. The attack had obviously been sudden and unexpected. The microwave's oven control panel was smashed, but the 10-second button was still
10
intact.
秒。
Only useful if you
10
needed to
秒
cook something for
か。
less than a minute, of course. It was a very expensive coffee machine.
コーヒーメーカーの
Cesaro's
ため
men
だ
had
な。
smashed it up pretty good. I guess they didn't like coffee.
電子レンジだけか。動くのか電子
It
レン
was
ジ。
too beaten up to work.
そ
My
もそも
heart
が
was racing enough already. I didn't need coffee. The microwave suddenly sprang into life.
え
It was going to make a noise.
え
I had to
こ
hide
こで隠れんの？
fast.
マジでか。どこだ？あ隠れてないけど。まずい。扉の後ろに隠れてる的な。どうよ。クロックタワーならいけるんだけど、ここで。デメントとか。で、そっと。ダメか。 クスを死んだな。同じ部屋ではダメなのかな。
I had no reason to try that.
無理か。同じ部屋では無理なんだ。隣の部屋に行くしかない
I'd
か。
already searched him. I didn't want to do it again.
え
I just wanted to leave him in peace.
鍵は、もう持ってんのか。
It was an old key.
で、電子レンジ動かして、向かいの部屋に行けばいいのかな、これは。
The microwave suddenly
Yes.
sprang into life. It was
Yeah.
going to make a noise. I had to hide.
向かいの
Fast.
部屋に行って、で、後ろから殴る的な感じでどうだ。よし。で、そっと後ろから行って殴るみたいな。そっとそっと。閉めちゃった。まあいいや。鍵。
Mission accomplished. The guy was now trapped in the room.
言ってるのとだいぶ違うけど。結果オーライ。さあ行くか。騒がなきゃ
The
いけな
guard
い
had
な。
sat down to a hearty meal. Beans, egg, some chicken. How could anyone sit down to eat a meal surrounded by this carnage?
あの銃で乱射しなかったらいいんだけどね。間違ったら出てこれちゃうよね。
It looked like an old map of Europe. Had to be 500 years old.
どっか出れるのか、ここ。そもそもが。
On the shelves were a mixture of canned foods and game. Pheasant and beans. A Stobart family favorite. Some cast iron
スー
pots
プ。
with broth simmering in them. Sweet smells wafted over.
何もないぞ。そんなわけねえよな。なんかあるだろう。どっか扉ないのか。あったあった。扉でなくて。道あったよ。はいはい。柱ね。なんだここは。書庫か。違うな。
That was strange. The blood trail led to the wine rack, but then completely disappeared. No pool of blood, no body, no nothing.
その先に何かあるね。
It was a bottle of Italian wine. Modena
Italiano wine.
Lambrusco. It was a bottle of Israeli
イ
wine.
スラエルの白ワイ
Carmel
ン。
Sauvignon Blanc.
ワインですね。弾ける。何どうすればいいのこれ。
It was a bottle of French wine.
フランスのワイン。
Chateau Berentois.
ベレントは、ワインはよくわかんねえけど。弾けるっぽいね。
Damn, that's not
う
right.
わー、スイッチか。順番にやるやつか。何かヒントはないかね。これノーヒントでやるのか。何通りあるんだよこ
It
れ。
was a bottle of French champagne. Montagne de Rennes.
どこを起点にするかだよね。手当たりして行くしかないのかなこれ。前なんかないのかなヒント。周りを見てもそんなのがなさそうなんだけど。西5個か。5本あるうちのこの入ってる順番とか、何かヒントになるものはないのか。ねえな。何かないか。ジョージのメモ。何か書いてないかな。ちょっと間違えた。ワインのこと書いてないのかな。やってた覚えもねえしな。わあ、ないぞ。助けてざる金庫。何もないけどどうだこれは。手当たり次第行くしかないのか。嘘でしょ。ここに来て総当たりなの。なんかヒントないのかよ。マジか。どんだけ時間かかるかわからんぞもうその部分はカットだね多分ね。やるしかないんだな。
It was a bottle of French champagne, Montagne de Rennes.
どこからどれ来てんすかな。
It was a bottle of French wine, Chateau Barentois. It was a bottle of Israeli wine,
緑かな。
Carmel Sauvignon Blanc.
下から下を起点にするか。
It was a bottle of Italian wine, Modena Lambrusco. It was a bottle of German wine, Wiesbaden.
ドイツ。
It was a bottle of French
France.
champagne, Montagne de Rennes. It was a bottle of French wine, Chateau Barentois. It was a bottle of German wine, Wiesbaden.
それしかねえよこれ。ヒントねえもの。
It was a bottle of Israeli wine,
逃して
Carmel
るだけかも
Sauvignon
しれん
Blanc.
けど。なさそうだもんな。ちょっと悪あがきしてみるけどないぞ。ダイイングメッセージもないぞマジかよ。本当に総当たりでやれって話なのか。話に出てたかな。どれにここっからだ。こう来てこう来て、もうこれ勘だけが頼りだよね。勘というよりも総当たりでいつか当たると思うんだけどな。
Damn, that's not right.
まあそうだよね。何回目で開くんだろうか。どうよ。次これ。
Damn,
わあ開か
that's
ね
not
え
right.
もう多分ね編集で開くところから始
It
まる
was
と
a
思いま
bottle of
す。
Israeli wine, Carmel Sauvignon Blanc.
でもう何回目だよこれ。くそー。でこう来てこうカモン。おおよっしゃーあーやっと開いた。
To my delight, the wine rack moved to reveal a secret
く
passage.
そー。おっとお前さんたちって感じだよ。やってくれちゃうぜ。飛んだ仕掛けを作ってくれたもんだよ。お
Ah, Stobart. We knew you would come.
Hey, you're the guy who mugged me outside the theater.
We had to have the key of Solomon. Now listen to me. Cesaro is more powerful than we thought. There isn't much time. You must find the others. Protect the key.
Where is it?
Look for the statue. It hides the...
Hides what? I wasn't gonna get any more from the guy.
像を探すのか。
I couldn't find any clues.
え
Whatever he was trying to protect, it was clearly worth
ー、
laying
手
his
がか
life
りが
down
ねえ
for.
のか。
It was the body of the guy who'd taken the key from me outside the theater. He'd tried to tell me something about a statue.
像が謎を解くヒントだね。それしかないな。なんだ、テンプル騎士団の詰め所か。
The broken clock had stopped at 3:42. Cesaro's men must have been here for at least an hour. They must have been desperate. Hardly anything had been left untouched.
この時計の時間に何か意
The
味があ
clock
るの
was
かな。
smashed so badly it was beyond repair. They'd looked everywhere for the key. I hope they found it.
意味はなさそうだな。わからんけど、後々はわからんけどな。そこに入り口があるけど、他にないぞ。静かか。
I couldn't hear anything.
よし。うわー、見張りいるじゃん。でそっちに行けばいいんだね。何回死ぬかわからんな。その裏もある感じかな。犬の方は無理っぽいな。そうだな。それでは今回はここまで。次回はですね、この続きからやっていきたいと思います。したっけ。またね。抜けれるのかここのは。ここの大聖堂。